Okay, what's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your trending topics. We're talking about trending topics. I did a separate speak on it. It was long, so it's separate. All right, so Real Housewives All Stars. They're in Turks and Caicos. It's Kyle Richards, Kenya Moore, Cynthia Bailey, Melissa Gorga, and Teresa Giudice. And who else is there? I think that's it. I don't know why would they have Melissa and Teresa. They don't have nobody from New York because they're filming. Nobody from Potomac because they're filming. But why wouldn't they put somebody else? Why wouldn't they bring Kim Richards? Oh my God, that bitch is an all-star. You beast. Okay? Why don't you eat some bread and make you feel better, bitch? When I tell you the way Kim Richards cleared that table, where were they? They were somewhere. She cleared everybody at that table. You want some, Lisa Rinna? You want some, Elaine Davidson? What you want? You want some, Kyle, my own sister? They should have had Kim, Erica Richards there, the Virgo, okay? They should have had her there. I'm excited to see, Ramona. Ramona is there. How is Ramona there? Are they done filming New York? Ramona is there. See, I think it should have been Ramona and Sonia, Teresa, Melissa, Cynthia and Kenya, Kyle and Kim. Yeah, I think it should have been like that. Kenya and Cynthia out there taking, pictures with no filters. I was like, come on, bitch. They out there having a good time. I would really like my hope. It depends on who the production company is. Because if it's truly original, we can count on it not being shit. But if it's another production company, maybe like Sirens or something like that, who produces New Jersey Housewives, if they are the production company, my hope is that they show the women having a good time and that any conflict will not be contrived. It will be organic. You know what I mean? They already said that Ramona and Kenya are kind of getting into it. You know that Kenya is the draw, right? You know that Kenya is the draw. So anybody having any issues with anybody, let it be with Kenya, because now the people are going to come watch, right? So I'm excited to see it. I don't know when it's coming out. We're getting people, we get clips online all the time. We see them posting pictures in Turks and Caicos. So I'm excited to see it. I'm trying to see, I can't even imagine what they're going to do or how they're going to work this, or what's just going to be them having fun or just be in a house. Are they going to have them doing activities? Are they going to have them playing trivia games? What are they going to have them doing? I'm very interested in seeing what's up. So I'm excited about that. Let me know what you guys think about that. I read the article in Vanity Fair this morning, and it basically is saying that, ironically, that children can be sentenced, minors can be sentenced to life without parole for whatever crimes. And Brett Kavanaugh was the one who wrote it, which is ironic because Brett Kavanaugh, his youth, what he did in his youth was questioned and was being researched and investigated to determine whether he should sit on the Supreme Court for his entire life, for the rest of his life. God, I just got so pissed off. That's the reason why I don't like to talk about these kind of topics, because it's an illusion, right? And the system is so fucked up, and it's crazy that a man whose youth was being questioned to determine this position, that he is now sitting down writing and saying that children should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. To me, I always look at jail as a way to keep slavery enacted. To me, I just feel like it's a way to get child laborers and to get people in there so they can be laborers in this fucking illusion of America for their lives. I think it's utterly disgusting. He says, I took some screenshots of the parts that where's my screenshots here? On Thursday, in a 6-3 decision authored by Kavanaugh, The Supreme Court decided that judges need not determine that a juvenile convicted of a crime is incapable of being rehabilitated before sentencing him or her to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The argument that the sentencer must make a finding of permanent incorrigibility is inconsistent with the court's precedents, Kavanaugh claimed, which actually isn't true at all. As Slate's Mark Joseph Stern notes that a landmark Miller versus Alabama and Montgomery versus Louisiana decisions determined respectively that juvenile life without parole violate the Eighth Amendment, and that sentences imposed at a judge's discretion are generally unconstitutional. The ruling resulted in a court upholding a life without parole sentence that a Mississippi court imposed on Brett Jones, a 15-year-old who stabbed his grandfather to death. But this particular story about this boy, he was already on medication. He was being abused. When he stabbed his grandfather, he had not had his prescription filled. And his grandfather he was moved out of his parents' home where his father abused him, then moved into his grandparents' home where his grandfather abused him. They got into a confrontation and he stabbed his grandfather 8 times. And now they want him to be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. It says, according to NPR Thursday, was the first time in nearly 2 decades that the Supreme Court deviated from rules establishing more leniency for juvenile offenders, even those convicted of murder, noting that the court, primed by research that shows the brains of juveniles are not fully developed and that they are likely to lack impulse control, has issued a half a dozen opinions holding that juveniles are less culpable than adults for their acts. As Stern writes, the court's decision will prevent hundreds of other juvenile defendants from securing an early release. And as Sotomayor pointed out, the burden will fall disproportionately on who? Racial minorities, as 70% of youth sentenced to life without parole are children of color, meaning black kids, okay? Too bad kids aren't afforded the same policy high school Brett Kavanaugh got. Brett Kavanaugh thinking youthful transgressions should follow you until you die in prison is laughable. He is the same person who wanted everybody to understand that he was just a youth. He didn't do anything wrong. He was also accused of sexual assault. So by his rules, nigga, you should be in jail forever. You shouldn't even be sitting where you're sitting, where you have an opportunity to write something like this. White men are dangerous. Somebody named Max Burns on Twitter, he made a tweet that said, Brett Kavanaugh, I made mistakes in my youth, but I've changed since then. Also, Brett Kavanaugh, lock these kids up forever. Bad people never change. It's sad. That's sad. What do you guys think about that? Go read it. It's in Vanity Fair. I'll put the link in the description box. Blueface. He responds to backlash after having multiple women get tattooed and sleep in bunk beds in his house. Over the weekend, there was a clip of Blueface going around to different bedrooms in a house, waking women up out of their sleep. Women or girls. We don't know how old these people are. They are girls. I'm just going to say girls to women. I don't know. And that's the problem. That's the problem right there. These women are in bunk beds. He's going from room to room, asking women, are they going to get their tattoos today? Telling them, come on, you're going to get your tattoos today. They're asleep. He's waking them up. One's getting a tattoo, I guess, of a George Washington face, or they can get something else or whatever. So one girl is getting a tattoo. To me, when you start getting matching tattoos, it's a group of people getting matching tattoos. It's very cult-like, right? So when everybody's seeing this, the first thing that I thought, because I personally, when I see Blueface, I just see a bunch of darkness. I don't see anything light about him. I don't see anything heart-centered about him. I just see dark. Like, if his face, his eyes, everything. I see somebody who is just like, that doesn't have empathy, that doesn't have compassion. I just see an empty person. And I look at him, and I've said it for a long time, that he looks like Trey Songz. He looks like a guy who in his day was one of those guys that was always asking for a hug. Can I get a hug? Can I get a hug? Can I get a hug? And now that you have money and resources, you don't have to ask for hugs anymore. You can just take them. And you can use your money as a way to exploit women and a way to abuse women. Right? So everybody was saying it reminded them of R. Kelly. Now he's coming out in this XXL that they report, I think it was XXL or Complex, and said that he's doing a reality show on OnlyFans, okay? And that girls had bunk beds on America's Top Models. Yeah, but they weren't telling them to get tattoos of Tyra Banks' face, nigga. And we know that they were in a competition, and there's a lot of people talking about how they were treated when they were on America's Top Model. So that's not the best comparison, you dumbass. But he's one of those kind of guys that he has to, in order for him to feel like a man, he has to exploit, abuse, and abuse women. And I thought it was completely gross. And more than likely, these girls don't have a support system, right? They probably aren't even from the state of California. I think what's this happening in California, they probably come from all over. He said it's for a reality show for 3 weeks. He says that none of the men are engaged with the women in any sexual way, and that because of that, the women start coming together. And I guess this is where the OnlyFans porn part comes in. I guess they start fucking on each other because they're without dick, or they're being dick is being rationed in the house. I don't know, but it looks very cultish and it looks very controlling. And he says, and they don't have, he told them if they don't get the tattoo, they gotta leave. Okay, what did Rodney do? I'm out of here. You ain't gotta say shit to me. First of all, it's like, we can really dive into this because it's so many layers and so many things that can be happening here, right? These women are there on their own accord. Are they? Are they there because they are trying to survive on their own accord? And they need a place to stay, right? So I'm going to go out here. This man has a place to stay. Maybe he can help me become known in these streets. But it's just a way to exploit women. Stevie J did it. I was watching Jocelyn film a video the other day. I don't think I've ever seen a video when Jocelyn was with Stevie. I think Stevie, and I saw a clip of her talking to Ballistic, and she was like, if I was with Stevie, I wasn't with you, Stevie would still be trying to fuck with me. And I believe that. I truly believe that. I truly believe that he saw a very vulnerable woman and kept just exploiting her and exploiting her and exploiting her, and did not have any plans for Jocelyn. None. And I feel like there's so many men, and that's why we have to make sure that they are not gatekeepers to, this rap game. That's why they can't stand like Megan. They can't stand Megan Thee Stallion because nobody was able to exploit her, right? DJ Self, like I said the other day, I know he wants to close his fingers in a car door because what he was trying to do with Cardi B, if she would have stuck by him, what do you think where Cardi B would be if she kept fucking with DJ Self? Where do you think Cardi B would be if she kept fucking with that nigga? Where do you think she would be? And so they use themselves like, okay, well, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna make you famous, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But you're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to do this, and you're gonna have to do that. And I'm gonna sleep deprive you. I'm gonna give you drugs. I'm gonna give you alcohol. I'm gonna just let all your inhibitions down, make you become vulnerable, put you on tape. then tell you I have some collateral on you, and if you tell anything that happened in this house, I'm gonna show y'all fucking on the ceiling and on the chandelier and on the kitchen counter. That's what's probably going on over there. I'm willing to bet. Steve Harvey said men and women can't be friends. Hold on, let me get to that. Do I have that article? Steve Harvey ain't shit. Oh, here he is. Steve Harvey. He says that he's your friend only because you've made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hope that one day there will be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, he said in an attempt to dispel the myth of friendship. And trust and believe that a guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets an opportunity. There are plenty of things wrong with this theory, including the fact that he implies that men are barbaric, predatory creatures who can't control their urges, and women have nothing to really offer a man other than sexual pleasure. And people definitely took to Twitter to openly disagree with his decade-old take. This is from Complex. King Pierre says, notice here, he says he's incapable of that, then proceeds to say that 99% of men think this way, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is called projecting. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Nicole says, some men really do a disservice to themselves, acting like they have no control over their impulses, yet turn around and demand that we respect them as leaders and submit to them. You have no self-control, that as soon as a woman, you can't be friends with a woman. I think it's ridiculous. And I'll tell you this. Based on the way men have been socialized, they're socialized like that, right? But there are some men who reject their socialization, and shout out to y'all. There are some heterosexual men. Yes, there are. Yes, girl, there are. There are some heterosexual men who are in tune with themselves, who have done the work, who are heart-centered, who are compassionate and loving, and are not operating solely from their root chakra, who are operating from their heart center, who you can truly be friends with. Okay? You can truly be friends with them, right? And they're not looking for sex from you. The only intimacy they're looking for you is the intimacy of a true friendship. And I believe that. I don't believe, this is that a man gonna be a man bullshit. I don't believe that. But I believe if you're socialized in a way that men are socialized in this society, that they lean into their socialization and they just go full speed ahead and they start relating to women the way that men have been taught to relate to women. But there are some men who reject that and they don't think like that. It's disgusting to think like that, to think like I can't even be friends with this man because in the back of his mind, he's just waiting for a vulnerable moment to stick his dick in me. No. Steve Harvey, anybody taking advice from that old ass, raggedy ass, boomer ass, late ass, misogynistic ass, don't respect women ass nigga, you crazy. Period. And Tristan cheated on Chloe again. That's all I got to say about that. Anyways, y'all take care of each other and protect your energy, and we'll get down in the comments. Peace.